Hey everybody and welcome to Chairman of the Board. Today I'm talking about a small card game called Arboretum. Now Arboretum is a game for 2 to 4 players and takes around half an hour to play. Now the objective of Arboretum is you're trying to get the most points by trying to basically patch together these different paths of trees, starting and ending with the same type and also going in ascending order. Now you're doing that by building this big tableau, and you can kind of cross over paths and stuff like that as long as the trees start and end with the same type. You get extra points by starting with a 1 and extra points ending with an 8. Also, if you have four cards of the same type of tree, starting and ending with the same type of tree that is, and also going in ascending order, you'll get double points as well. So there's a lot to think about. There's this real kind of puzzle that goes on as you play and develop your tableau, because you can use the same card to cross several different paths. And as I said, you're just trying to build this really kind of this kind of map of trees, which gets you as many points as possible. Now, the cool thing about this game is there is a really nice twist to it, and I love games that have a unique twist to it, and Arboretum is certainly one of those. That is basically you start with 7 cards in your hand, and every turn all you do is you draw 2 cards, you play 1 and you discard 1. So mechanically it's very, very simple. There's not much you actually do on your turn apart from that. But as I said, at the end of the game there is this really cool twist where if you basically the only player who scores a certain type of tree is the player with the most value of that tree still in their hand. So if you have a really powerful path of trees, maybe 6 cards, and you only have maybe a 3 in your hand, and your opponent has that type of tree and a 7 in their hand, then you are not going to score any of those types of trees. So you'll score no points, and the other player will score their type of tree for that type. But you can also use this as quite a mean way to interact with other players, because if you just keep the most amount of trees in your hand of the type you know they want, then you can just stop them from scoring points and just strictly use it to that effect. Really, really clever game in that respect. There's also a nice system where when you discard cards, there is not a communal discard pile. Everybody has their own discard pile. So you can kind of remember which trees you need from different people's piles. You've got to be wary of which cards you are discarding, because other people might want the cards that you've discarded. You can also draw blindly from the card deck in the center, and that's going to be the kind of end game trigger, because as soon as that deck of cards runs out, then the game is over. But yeah, so much to think about in such a simple rule set, and it's so elegantly put together, and it just works really, really well. The puzzle aspect really shines through as you're trying to build that, as I said, that tableau of cards where everything strings together nicely, trying to be as efficient as possible, get as many points as you can. You've got to be wary about which cards you're keeping in your hand, just so you can score the ones that you've kind of focused on. You've got to be careful with the cards that other people are building, because you might want to keep some of them back to stop them from scoring. Yeah, just a really nice flow, nice meaningful decisions in this one, and it just works really, really well. Takes about half an hour to play, which is such a sweet spot for this game. Not even an ounce of outstaying its welcome, just a perfect, succinct amount of time to play the game. And as I said, just a real simple rule set for such a crunchy and engaging game. Uptime as well. As I said, the decisions are streamlined just to draw 2 cards, play a card and discard a card, and that does keep the game flowing nicely. Not much downtime at all. And replayability wise as well, the puzzle aspect just keeps you engaged. It keeps you wanting to come back. Obviously the way the cards come out is going to dictate how you play the game, which cards you're going to focus on, and so on. I love the way the player interaction works without being, I suppose you can be deliberately malicious, but you're doing it in a very constructive way and not a destructive way. If another player is absolutely annihilating you on a certain type of tree, and you have the 7 in your hand or the 8 in your hand, then you know to keep hold of it. You're not doing it to be mean, you're doing it to help yourself. And that's the level of player interaction I really like. The art on the game is really, really pretty. I mean, it's these very vibrant and different kind of trees, lots of different kind of species of trees, and they all do really pop really nicely. I have the deluxe version, which has this kind of, they're kind of metallic, kind of nice silver shiny background on them, and it looks really, really nice. I love the idea of it. Building your own arboretum of trees just looks really nice, and the theme works well. Cards as well, nice quality in the deluxe version. I can't comment on the other versions, but I'm sure they are absolutely fine too. A really nice deluxe wooden box on this one, and yeah, visually and quality wise, really, really impressive. And set up and tear down time as well, an absolute breeze. All you have to do is shuffle the deck, give 7 cards to each player, and you can crack right on. So yeah, this is a really impressive game for me. I really like games that are streamlined and elegant, but still have all the decisions in the world. And this is definitely one of those. Very satisfying to build your tableau. Knowing what to focus on, and as I said, just the decisions on what you're keeping for yourself or risking to give to other players, which ones you're going to have to focus on scoring. Scoring is really tight in this game, every point is vital. So yeah, so much going on in such a small package, really impressive. Yeah, if you like card games, if you like puzzly type of games, this is really an excellent one. It's going to get an excellent verdict from me, one that I definitely recommend you try out if you like these kinds of games. And yeah, I really can't really say much negative about it at all. I can actually see my kind of impression on this getting better and better as I play it, because it really is one of those games that you kind of really can get better at, and you can kind of develop your skills at playing. So yeah, very impressed. An excellent game. That's Arboretum. If you have enjoyed this review, please hit like and subscribe to my channel, and check out my other videos too. For everyone else, I'll see you next time on Chairman of the Board. Bye.